Hi everyone, so I thought I would do a quick little update. I've really had a rough morning. I had my 20-week anatomy scan yesterday. I'm officially like 20 weeks tomorrow. The sun is really bright. So I went in for my anatomy scan and the baby was moving so much that I was in there for over an hour. And she told me to walk up and down the halls. After a while, she asked me to go to the bathroom. The ultrasound technician. She could not get a good view of the brain and the heart. I thought she was getting a good view of it and the good pictures of it. He was moving a lot, so I'm just really nervous because she wasn't going to print out any of the pictures. Like, she didn't print any of them out for me, and then when I sat back down, she's like, oh, you probably want some pictures, and then just quickly printed off a couple of profile pictures. Like, a lot of them. And then just like pictures of like the head. Well, 2 profile pictures and then like 4 of like just the head shape. I thought that was weird because last time with my other pregnancies, I would get like a picture of a hand and a foot, and she did take those pictures, but she didn't print them off for me, and I wasn't going to. She basically told me, you know, you're gonna have to come back and we're gonna have to reschedule or schedule another ultrasound because I can't get a good view of the heart and the brain. So I got a call this morning from my OB and they said they want me to, of course I asked if there's anything wrong during that ultrasound, and they didn't, like, she's like, well, the doctor has to look at these pictures. I'm just gonna give them to him like later, the doctor, which I obviously was gonna be when I leave. So she said they'll call and schedule an ultrasound. So I got a call and now I have to travel to like a really good ultrasound place to get like better imaging, and I'm just worried because when she called, she didn't really know. She just said that they couldn't get good pictures of it, and I'm just worried that there could be something wrong. So my face is super puffy and I've been crying because I don't know if something is wrong or not. You know, I've never like had this happen, so I don't know. The OB also said that something about genetic testing, and yeah, I really did not want to have to travel, and I actually have done genetic testing, and I have traveled to this place to get 3D imaging before, but it was not for this reason. It was just because I was running out of room. I'm really short. I'm only 5'2", and I was really young with my kids when I got pregnant with them. I was pregnant at 15, 19, and 22. So now I'm 29. And I don't remember like having this happen before for like bad imaging, and like there being a concern of like being able to see the detail of the brain and the heart. Like, that scares me so bad. I am terrified that there could be something wrong. I am going to add on to this video of that appointment, or it might be a separate video depending how long this already is. I'm just really nervous and just want everything to be okay with my baby. So yeah. Hey everyone, it's me, Deanna. Good morning or good afternoon or whatever time of day it is that you're watching this. I wanted to do a pregnancy update, but this one is going to be about what is going on. We found out at our 20-week ultrasound, which I'm 24 weeks this Friday and today's Tuesday, so I'm 23 weeks in a few days. We found out that our baby has a condition. We and I mostly have been struggling with processing this information, and my cat is like and just trying to just go basically stay calm and positive throughout the past 3 weeks of knowing this. It's really been up and down. My emotions have been all over the place. I have a lot of fears and it's been hard for me. So I'm going to get into what is wrong or what is going on with my baby. So we went for our 20-week ultrasound, and we had it at our regular office that we go to. It's about 35 minutes from where we live, so like the closest OB and ultrasound technician. And during that ultrasound, we found out the gender of our baby, and that ultrasound was very uncomfortable for me. Just gonna put that out there. They pushed very hard to see, and I don't know if that's because I'm plus size or if they really just felt the need. I don't know. I've never had an ultrasound where I was physically in pain and they could tell I was in pain, and I told them I was in pain as soon as they started, basically, when I felt the pressure. And then they could see that I was really uncomfortable, and so they were like, am I pushing too hard? I'm like, yeah. But it took over I think it was like an hour and 45 minutes, and our baby was wiggling around a lot, and they said that they couldn't get the pictures that they wanted. During that ultrasound, they had me get up and walk up and down the hall. They asked me to go to the bathroom, and I could see that the baby was moving around a lot, and they said that the baby was very active and basically wasn't cooperating, and they told me I would need to wait for a call to get another ultrasound scheduled. So I didn't really think anything of it until they called me and scheduled that ultrasound, and they said that they couldn't get a very good view of the heart and brain. So I immediately start crying while I'm on the phone in there, because they are not asking me to do another ultrasound at their ultrasound place, but a more high-tech one. And they mentioned that I would need to do the genetic counseling, and then I should go get the genetic testing done. So that's why I immediately started crying. As soon as I walk in there, for that appointment at 21 weeks, they said that they were talking, and I could hear them talking while I was filling out my paperwork. I could hear them talking to each other, like, who's she gonna see first, the genetic counselor or the high-risk doctor? And I was like, there's something wrong, and they're not telling me. I just knew it. I feel like you can always trust your gut. So I went in there, and they're like, okay, yep, the heart is okay during that scan. And then they got to the brain, and there was something wrong. Or I wouldn't say there was something wrong, but there was extra fluid in my baby's brain. And so I didn't know what that means. Of course, if you've never had any complications with your pregnancies, you don't know what anything means until you research it and until they come in and talk to you about it. So I immediately, like, I'm crying, and like my husband's like, oh, I'm gonna Google too much fluid, and then he's like, oh, it's just nothing. And then I'm like, no, too much fluid on the brain. Like, he didn't hear that part. And then he was like researching it. He's like, yeah, let's just wait for the doctors, because these research results are just gonna scare the crap out of you if you read any of them, because they're just a little like all over the place. Which is a quick Google search while we're like waiting. So the normal size ventricles in a baby's brain should be 10 millimeters or less. Our baby's, we were told at the time, was a 13. So 10 to 12 is mild, 13 to 15 is moderate, and over 15 is severe. So I had a pediatric neurologist come in and talk to me and tell me, and I was just hysterical, and he just kept repeating, like, do you know what I'm talking about? Do you know what I mean? Do you understand what I'm telling you? And so then I go see the genetic counselor, and they said that it's between mild and moderate, and it can mean nothing. There's plenty of babies that are born with that much fluid on the brain, and it's just normal for them. Like, not every baby measures the exact same. Like, not every baby has the same size arms and legs and belly, and every baby is different in size. Mostly they're about the same, and so they have like an average. So I went and I got the genetic testing done and other testing done, like blood work done, to see if my baby had a extra chromosome or Down syndrome, or if I had an infection that would cause my baby's brain to have more water in the ventricles. So this is the paper that they gave me. So it might not be easy to see, but I went for a MRI, which was a very odd experience. I'm just gonna say that you have to fast. You can't drink or eat any water, drink any water for 12 hours before this appointment, before my appointment. And I went in like around 8 in the morning. I put on the scrubs that they gave me, or hospital wear. I got in the machine, and I was in there for over an hour, and basically every like couple minutes they'll ask you to hold your breath, and they will tell you when you can release your breath, which I was wearing headphones, and the machine's very loud in a MRI machine, and they just put like these things on my belly for the machine to pick up the brain, I guess. And I actually have pictures from the MRI I wanted to show you guys. So, but after that MRI, I just went home. And before I went home, they're like, so when are you going to be getting the results from this test? Do you have an appointment? And I said yes. I wanted so badly to ask, like, did you see anything on the test? Like, is everything okay? But I did not ask that, because I feel like that would have just worked me up so much. So this is one of the MRI pictures. I feel like this isn't gonna focus. Well, that's one, and two. Oh gosh. This is the only pictures I have on my phone. Yeah. And then during that appointment, they just drew me a picture of a brain and told me that my baby's brain was now at a, not at a 13, but at a 14. So they said that it might not have grown, they just might have gotten the actual size of what it had been the entire time, because, you know, they can get a better view of an ultrasound, but it was like 14.3. So plus 15 is severe. So they said that what worst, like pretty much worst case scenario, I think that is the word, or maybe just like what sometimes happens is it'll go up 2 millimeters every 2 weeks. So like 1 millimeter a week is what it would, is what would be happening, might be happening, what might happen. And so that would be bad. Because I got like 15 weeks left of this pregnancy. So, and that's like what I'm scared of, is going in for my next ultrasound and finding out that it's bigger than a 14, because a 15 is one notch away from severe, but these ventricles can get so big, full of fluid, that they press on the brain, and they, so I kind of figured with all my research that this could cause, right now at where it is, my baby could be born with autism, or just struggling to learn a subject in school like math or something like that, from where it is right now. But if it gets any worse and it does go up 2 millimeters, who knows what that could mean. I actually haven't gotten into that, because that'll be like the next appointment, I think. And I'm scared, and I kind of avoid talking about this over the past few weeks, because every single time I do, I just break down crying, and I'm like kind of uncontrollable, unconsolable for a few minutes, and but yeah, it can be pretty bad. I'm really scared, like, to be honest. Like, I'm absolutely terrified of this fluid getting really bad. So they drew me like a picture. It has the baby's name on it though, so I'm not going to show you guys that. But like, this would be a typical brain, and then these are the ventricles in the middle right here. That's a typical. Our babies are at a 14. So they drew me a picture of, all right, I'll show you his side. So his ventricles are just bigger. And so far, that is it for that. I have some ultrasound pictures, and like, these are kind of the only ultrasound pictures I have. This is a lot, but they're all like the same. Normally at a normal 20-week ultrasound, they give you pictures of like foot, hand, gender. Not me. I just got pictures of my baby's head in profile, which was a little bit frustrating, because like, they were like, I was like ready to leave, and they're like, oh, do you want pictures? You probably want pictures. And then I sat down again, and they just did a couple quick pictures. It felt very, like, I could tell that the ultrasound tech was very frustrated when I went to my 20-week ultrasound, because obviously they couldn't get the pictures that they wanted. The baby wouldn't cooperate. It was a hard appointment overall. And I'm sorry if I sound bad. This is my second cold that I've had in 3 weeks, and I'm basically through it again, and yeah, I'm struggling. I don't feel very good, but I've been trying to just keep myself busy with like little things, just like organizing and decluttering, and I've even been doing tons of yard work, and it's just something that I can do to like kind of get my mind off of it and just stay calm and positive. At this point in time, they say that they're not worried, but obviously I'm worried. But that's it for this video, guys. I just went over everything pretty quickly about what's been going on, and so thank you guys for watching, and if you pray, keep me in your prayers. I would really appreciate that. And if you've been through this, please leave me a comment down below, because I've researched this on YouTube and I think I've only found one person, and their baby's ventricles are only a 12 at the biggest, and mine are 14 and could grow. So I'll keep you guys updated. I'm sorry about the lighting and that my hair is not done. I just got out of the shower, and I sound bad because I'm sick a little bit still. But anyway, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.